Chinese. So they're facing economic troubles. Guess who is not affected by any of this? The Chinese military teams the plow faces. No cash crunch. It has no intention of stopping its activities around Taiwan. The Chinese military has promised regular patrols around the island. The U.S. has finally decided to respond. Militarily, yesterday the U.S. tested a nuclear missile. In the coming weeks American forces will conduct operations around Taiwan will raise the threat of a war. Here's a report. America is firing missiles again. The U.S. Air Force has tested the Minuteman III. This is an intercontinental ballistic missile, or ICBM. It can carry a nuclear weapon too. America was supposed to test it in the beginning of August, but it was delayed. The reason was U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit to Taiwan. Reports say Washington didn't want to anger Beijing. But it didn't matter. China's response to Pelosi's visit was fierce. Beijing. The PLA Chinese soldiers were mobilized. Simulate attacks on Taiwan, and Chinese missiles flew over the island for the first time. The message from China is clear: it won't back down from claiming Taiwan, so the U.S. is sending a message of its own. The American Air Force said this was a regular missile test and not a response to recent events, but it wasn't lost on the observers. America was showing off its nuclear readiness. The missile was launched from a base in California. It was fired into the Pacific Ocean. Washington is planning more military operations closer to Taiwan. In the coming weeks the U.S. forces will conduct air and naval operations in the Taiwan Straits. There is a clear intent behind this. The U.S. wants to reaffirm freedom of navigation in the waters near Taiwan. Clearly the PRC is trying to coerce Taiwan. Clearly they're trying to coerce the international law community, and all I say is we're not gonna take the bait, and it's not gonna work. So it's a manufactured crisis. That doesn't mean we have to play into that. I think it would only play out to Beijing's advantage. What we'll do instead is to continue to fly, to sail, and to operate wherever international law allows us to do so. But Beijing has refused to back down. Chinese claims go well beyond the island of Taiwan.